Well, as I'm sitting here by my fire editing this video for you guys, the mic that I was wearing was having some issues throughout the video. In the beginning, it has some static only for like the first minute and some kind of sporadically. And then a few times throughout the video, there's some light clicking where you can still hear what I'm saying, but you can definitely hear the mic is kind of having some interference or something. It only happens a few times throughout the video. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was happening until after I recorded this 15-minute long video. So hope that doesn't bug you guys too much. Again, sorry, I don't normally use a mic, and this is why I don't normally use a mic, but hope you guys enjoy. Hey YouTube, thanks for stopping by again today. I'm doing another one of my slipper specials here. I'm also testing out a mic I've had for a while. It's pretty windy. Hopefully it's not picking up any of that noise. But today I wanted to just talk about my history with the Sequoia, why I bought it, what led me to buy it, and kind of, everything that surrounds that decision. In 2014, I had purchased my first brand new vehicle. It was a Volkswagen Passat TDI. It was the SEL model. And, pretty pumped about it, great gas mileage. I like Volkswagen, I like diesel, so it was a great fit. Drove that for a few years, and as some of you might know, they had a scandal with the diesel that were outputting of the vehicle. And that was a long process in and of itself, but at the end of it, they gave the current owners the option of a buyback, which in my case turned out to be, or to be willing to get some kind of firmware update or something that changed the way the vehicle ran and altered the fuel efficiency. So I opted to go ahead and do the buyback because at the time I had just gotten laid off from my oil company job. It was all perfect timing when I was going to get that payout. So I only had like $3,000 or $4,000 left on the vehicle loan for the Passat at that time. So of course I took out that money, but then I got the lump sum of cash after that. And what I ended up doing is I wanted to find a reliable vehicle. Like I said, I just gotten laid off. I didn't know how long I was going to be without a job. And I wanted something that I could just buy once and not have to worry about, constant repairs, yada, yada, yada. And I didn't really want to blow through that lump sum of cash I got from the Passat because, like I said, I didn't know what the future held. So I went ahead and I set out to look for a Toyota 4Runner. And my wife, she really likes heated seats, so that was one of the things I started looking for. Always a loud truck driving by, always, no matter what. But my wife, she really likes the heated seats, and most of the heated seats that are available in the year model that I was looking for were the limited. There are some SR5s that had the heated seats, but very few. So as I started looking for the 4Runners, they were actually more expensive than these Sequoias were, and the gas mileage was about the same between the two. So after a few weeks of looking for a 4Runner, I quickly realized maybe I should look for a Sequoia because it had more cargo space, fuel efficiency was roughly the same, it had the bulletproof motor, great history with reliability. So I went ahead and started looking for this. It took me a few months to find this specific Sequoia. There's a few that I went to go look at that had some frame rust issues, like some of them do. There's other ones that I really wanted, it just didn't work out. We couldn't agree on a price. And then one morning, a dealership here in the DFW area listed this. In the evening, a dealership listed this. I saw it. It was listed for $4,900. I was there right when they opened. I test drove it. I decided I wanted it, and I had cash, so I got it for about $4,600, I think. That was after a TT&L. So great price. It was cheaper, like I said, than all the 4Runners that I was looking for the same mileage. It's a limited, so it had all the stuff I was looking for. It had the heated seats, more cargo space. So it was just a great vehicle for me at the time. Right away I had to change the timing belt. I put Toy Tech suspension on it. which I have in some of my other videos. I changed the radio to a factory Toyota radio, which I just recently changed out again. And I did a few things, you know, just kind of upkeep. And I think total that I had invested in the vehicle within the first few months of buying it was like $8,000 or $9,000, and that was, you know, all the maintenance work done, timing belt, like I said, everything. So, you know, I was pretty happy with that. Getting a vehicle I didn't have to worry about, that was good for thousands of miles. In about, I think 2019, I ended up purchasing a 2007 F350 Power Stroke King Ranch. It was long bed, it was a beautiful truck, it was exactly the one I wanted last year with no DEF. And I drove that for a while. And right when I got that, a few months after, I really wasn't driving the Sequoia as much, and I put this up for sale. Again, with all the mods I'd done. This was at about 250,000 miles on the vehicle, I think. So I put that up for sale, and like nobody reached out to me. And I had it listed for $6,000, and I thought that was fair, considering you know, timing belt was done and all the mods I'd done on it at that time. So nobody reached out. Nobody. I had one guy come and look at it and test drive it, and he couldn't figure out how to engage and disengage the four-wheel drive system. I told him you need to scoot up a little bit sometimes or scoot back, and it was just being finicky for him. He wasn't listening to me, and that scared him off. And I even hit him back about a week or two later, dropped $1,000 off the price, and he still didn't want it. So I was kind of discouraged, you know. But looking back, I'm glad that he didn't buy it, because I ended up selling that truck maybe 6 months later. I was in the phase where I was trying to get completely out of debt all across the board, and I had a truck payment on that truck, so I sold that. Before I sold that truck, I actually did buy a B5.5 Passat wagon TDI that somebody had done a 5-speed manual transmission conversion on. It's definitely a grandma car, but it was another diesel and great gas mileage vehicle. So I bought that, sold that too when I was trying to get out of debt. I made double my money that I paid for that on it. Sold the truck, and I was glad that I didn't sell this, because I had bought this outright, and I was able to keep on driving this. So that was, like I said, 2019. I kind of been driving it, you know, the last 2 years. This is currently November of 2021. I haven't decided, you know, before I started doing all these mods, the second run of mods I've done on this, I was kind of deciding if I should sell it, and, you know, the value of these have gone up. So sell it and get a more fuel efficient vehicle, because we do have this Volkswagen Atlas that's pretty big cargo area, and you know, it kind of serves the same purpose as what the Sequoia does. But it was just, you know, several months decision making process on my part to keep it or to sell it. If I was going to keep it, I decided it was going to be for the long haul, and I was going to, you know, revamp the whole thing, make it an adventure vehicle. We're about to start a family, and, you know, baby's due in April, so excited about that. We haven't really officially announced it yet. We're finding out the gender here. It's Wednesday. We're finding out the gender on Friday, so very excited about that. But anyway, decided to use this as kind of an adventure vehicle for my growing family, and I wanted to do as many mods before any children came along as I could, because I knew at that point, you know, I probably would change the way I looked at my available funds and where I placed them. So I decided to go ahead and try and get most of the mods done before that came across. And I'm glad that, you know, everything with the pregnancy is going healthy, but I got most of this stuff done, you know, before that time came. And for those of you watching, I'm about to graduate with my MBA here in about 3 weeks, so I'm looking for a remote position. If anyone is available or has any knowledge of a position like that, hit me up. I'm, like I said, about to graduate with an MBA in strategic management here in a few weeks, so excited about that. Been working from home here, luckily, during COVID. Still working remotely currently, but it's not a permanent remote position, so kind of just waiting for the ball to drop on that and go back to the office. But, you know, during doing all these mods here, I kind of made me take a step back and look at and just appreciate how the Sequoia has done for me and, you know, my family, and the memories that it'll bring for my family coming up. You can see here, I recently, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, put that on both sides. For those of you who don't know, that is a sticker of Appa from The Last Airbender. I just recently watched The Last Airbender within the last year. First time I've ever watched it. I don't normally watch cartoons, but one of my buddies was telling me I need to, you know, watch it. And for those of you who don't know, Appa is the flying bison in that show, and he is just the most reliable, most gut-warming sidekick you could imagine. He's always there when they need him. He's always there to get him out of a tight spot, tough situations when they need him. So I figured that was a fitting name for the Sequoia here, Appa. Even though I don't normally name my vehicles, I've only actually named one other vehicle I've ever owned, and that was the very first one I had. So, you know, this is a vehicle that I plan to keep for the long haul. This is actually the vehicle I've owned the longest out of all the vehicles I have owned. I've owned quite a few. So, you know, this definitely has a special place in my heart, and I'm glad that it's here and that it's served its purposes in some of the lower times of my life, being unemployed, served its purposes during, you know, in the interim period of time. I'm glad that nobody wanted to buy it out from under me when I thought I wanted to keep that truck. And, you know, it's just been a great vehicle. I'm glad to have had the opportunity to own it. It has given me very, very minimal problems. There's only been 2 different scenarios where an issue came up where I didn't really expect it to. The first one was I was driving to work one day and the radiator blew. Although the top nipple of the radiator, I knew it was cracked, and I was trying to just drive it longer, and I didn't replace the radiator when I saw the crack. I probably drove it for 30,000 miles after I saw the crack, so, you know, I can't really be upset about that. I knew it was an issue and I just put it off. So there's that one. And then the second one is a little bit more inconvenient. I was up in Colorado and I had some coworkers drive this up for a snowboarding trip that we were having. And they drove all the way up, and within the last 30 miles, the pulley, one of the pulleys in the serpentine belt system in the front, not the tensioner, but it was just the pulley itself, like just a free spooling pulley. The bearing seized up on that, and it was nighttime and it was freezing in Colorado, of course, snowy. We were like a mile from an AutoZone when we were trying to replace it, and we had to constantly walk back and forth until we got the new serpentine belt on, drove there, and then finished the install at the AutoZone parking lot. So that was a blast. But, you know, that's really been the only situation that caused any kind of abnormal issues since I've owned this since 2016. So, you know, it's been a great vehicle. I can't have enough good things to say about this. If you guys are considering getting a Sequoia, the prices have gone up since I did purchase this initially, but I still think it's a great value for what you get. Ton of cargo space, it's super bulletproof. You know, I can't be happier about the purchase that I made at the time, and I'm only looking forward to the adventures through all the national parks and national forests I take with my family in it. So I'm just very excited that it's finally coming into the beast that I wanted it to be from the moment I bought it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, kind of give you a little background on why I bought it, how long I've had it, and some of the you know, what has happened during the lifespan of my purchase here. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, hope you're having a great day. Find yourself some slipper special projects to do, like I like to do, and you know, keep on enjoying life out there. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this, and hope you're having a great day.